The story of the Johnson's $1 coin, which was issued in 2007 with the P Mint mark, begins with a look far back into the early history of the United States of America. This coin honors the very first president of the United States, who served from the year 1789 until the year 1797. His name was John Synnes, and he was the leader who helped shape the early republic during its formative years. The coin itself is part of the presidential dollar coin series, which was launched by the United States Mint to celebrate and honor all American presidents. Each design carries the face of one president in chronological order, and in the year 2007 the Mint released the first set, which included John Synnes as the very first design. The John Synnes presidential $1 coin, struck with the Philadelphia Mint mark known as the P Mint mark, is one of the most fascinating and sought-after pieces in modern numismatics. Collectors from around the world have been drawn to its beauty, its history, and its rarity. The coin itself is composed of a golden-colored manganese brass-clad material, which gives it a shiny and impressive appearance. On the obverse or the front side you will find the portrait of President John Synnes facing forward with inscriptions of his name, the words "First President," the years of his presidency 1789 to 1797, and the year of minting 2007, along with the Mint mark P. On the reverse of the coin is a powerful image of the Statue of Liberty raising her torch high, symbolizing freedom and democracy, which the first president helped establish. Now let us explore the fascinating history behind the man himself. John Synnes was chosen unanimously as the first leader of the new nation after the American Revolution. He helped establish the foundations of the federal government, guided the creation of the Bill of Rights, and set many precedents that later presidents would follow. His leadership was crucial during a time when the nation was fragile and uncertain. The years 1789 to 1797 were filled with challenges, including the organization of the executive branch, the creation of a national bank, and the effort to keep the young republic neutral in foreign conflicts. John Synnes became a figure of integrity, wisdom, and honor, and for this reason he remains a symbol of the beginning of the American presidency. The coin issued in his honor in 2007 reflects this importance. Millions of these coins were produced, but among them only a very few became incredibly valuable. What makes the John Synnes 2007 P Mint mark dollar so special is not just its historical representation, but also the fact that extremely rare errors and unique qualities appeared in certain examples. Some coins were struck with missing edge inscriptions, while others showed doubled lettering or unusual die mistakes. These rare varieties are what pushed the value of specific coins from only $1 in circulation to astronomical levels in the collector's market. Collectors began noticing that certain pristine examples graded by professional coin grading services as Mint State 70 flawless condition carried breathtaking values. Auction houses reported intense bidding wars where collectors and investors competed for ownership of the rarest examples of this coin. Over the years, as the demand continued to rise and the supply of perfect and rare John Synnes 2007 P Mint mark presidential dollars remained extremely limited, the value of the finest pieces skyrocketed. Today, one of the most remarkable specimens holds a current market valuation of $12 million, making it one of the most valuable modern American coins known to exist. Imagine holding a coin originally intended for circulation with a face value of just $1 and realizing that it now represents generational wealth. This is the kind of extraordinary story that excites numismatists and investors alike. The journey from ordinary to extraordinary for the John Synnes presidential dollar is fueled by historical significance, rarity, condition, and collector demand. When these four elements align, the result is a coin that becomes more than just money, it becomes a priceless artifact of history. Let us also consider the artistry of the coin. The design created by United States Mint engravers showcases detailed craftsmanship. The portrait of John Synnes conveys dignity and leadership. The inscriptions are crisp and meaningful. The reverse design featuring the Statue of Liberty is iconic and resonates with the principles of freedom and hope. Even the edge lettering, which includes the motto "In God We Trust" and the year of issue, adds a distinctive touch. For collectors, the artistry combined with rarity elevates the appeal even further. As years pass since 2007, collectors preserved their coins carefully in protective holders, capsules, and grading slabs. They understood that condition is everything in numismatics. A coin with scratches or circulation wear may be worth only a small premium, but a coin in gem mint state condition can be worth thousands, or even millions. The $12 million valuation of the rarest John Sins dollar is the result of its perfect preservation, unique era variety, and historic importance all coming together in one piece. It is also worth mentioning that the presidential dollar series itself sparked a new wave of interest in coin collecting. Families, children, and new hobbyists were inspired to search through their change in hopes of finding special examples. While most coins found in circulation remain common, it is the rare cases like the John Sins 2007 P Mint Mark presidential dollar that fuel the dreams of every collector. The story of this coin teaches us that treasures can still be found in modern times, and that history lives on through the coins we hold in our hands. Now let us travel deeper into the legacy of John Sins. His presidency shaped the office itself. He established the tradition of the inaugural address, he demonstrated how to transition power peacefully, and he emphasized unity above division. He stepped down voluntarily after 2 terms, setting a precedent that later became law. These decisions proved his dedication to the republic rather than personal power. When we look at the coin bearing his image, we are reminded not only of his leadership but also of the values that continue to guide the nation today. The coin serves as both a tribute and a tangible connection to this legacy. Every collector who holds the John Sins dollar knows they are holding a piece of the story of America. Its rising value in the market is not just about metal or rarity, but about the symbolism it carries. That is why wealthy collectors and museums alike are willing to pay millions for such a coin. $12 million is not merely a price tag, it is a measure of how much people value history, integrity, and legacy. If you are watching this video, you may be wondering how you could possibly find or own such a coin. The truth is that while most examples are common, there is always a possibility of encountering a rare specimen. Searching through old rolls of coins, visiting coin shows, attending auctions, and connecting with other collectors are ways to increase your chances. Knowledge is the key. By understanding what makes a coin rare, you can recognize treasure when it passes through your hands. The John Sins $1 coin, minted in Philadelphia in 2007, stands today as a legendary piece in the world of coin collecting. From honoring the very first president who served between 1789 and 1797 to representing a market value of $12 million in its rarest form, this coin carries a story of history, honor, artistry, and unimaginable value. It bridges the past with the present and proves that sometimes the smallest objects can hold the greatest power. When we speak of coins like this, we are not only talking about money, we are talking about heritage, about legacy, and about treasures that will live on for generations to come. The story of the John Sins III President dollar coin is one of the most fascinating and mysterious tales in the world of numismatics and rare coin collecting. This coin represents an era of United States history between 1801 and 1809, and it was struck in the year 2007 with the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint. Today, this coin is recognized as a highly collectible and extremely valuable piece with an estimated current market value of $22 million. The tale behind this coin is not only about its monetary worth but also about the legacy of the early presidents of the United States and the artistry, dedication, and craftsmanship of the United States Mint itself. When we start our journey into the background of this coin, we must first look back at the presidential dollar coin program, which began in 2007. The United States Mint launched this program to honor every president of the United States with a $1 coin bearing their portrait and years of service. The program was designed to educate Americans about their history, to inspire collectors to take an interest in coins, and to keep the story of the presidency alive in a very unique and tangible way. The coin that we discuss today belongs to the very first set of presidential dollars, and it represents the early leaders of the United States. Among them is John Sins, a name that became linked to the presidential series covering the years 1801 to 1809. This coin was struck with incredible details, showcasing a portrait on the obverse side that reflects the strong character and leadership style of the early presidents. The reverse side of the coin features the majestic Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom, resilience, and hope that ties the nation together. In 2007, the Denver Mint produced millions of presidential dollar coins, but within this massive production there were certain rare and extraordinary examples that stood apart. These coins were struck with unusual clarity. They sometimes featured minting errors or striking anomalies, and collectors quickly realized that not every coin was created equal. The Johnson's 3 President coin with the D Mint mark turned into one of the most mysterious pieces in the entire series. When you hold this coin in your hand, you are not only looking at a simple dollar coin, you are holding a piece of history, a bridge to the time between 1801 and 1809, when the United States was still a young nation, facing challenges, expansion, and the struggle to find its true identity. During this period, the country was dealing with foreign conflicts, internal growth, and the defining of the office of the presidency. Coins like this allow us to physically connect with that story. The design process of the presidential dollar coins was itself an art form. Engravers and sculptors at the United States Mint poured countless hours into creating portraits that honored the presidents, while still being small enough to fit on the face of a coin. Every line, every shadow, and every detail had to be precise. The Denver Mint workers used specialized presses that struck the coins with high pressure, ensuring the clarity of the portraits and the iconic Statue of Liberty design. However, what makes this Johnson's 3 President 2007 D Mint coin worth $22 million is not simply its design, it is the rarity, the mystery, and the collector demand. There are believed to be only a handful of these specific coins in pristine mint state condition, and some reports suggest that varieties with missing edge lettering or double-struck features have been found in this category. Collectors and investors from around the world bid astronomically high amounts whenever one of these coins appears in auction houses. The sheer rarity combined with the story behind it has transformed it into a piece of treasure. Over the decades, coin collecting has turned ordinary-looking pieces of metal into multi-million-dollar investments, and this coin is a perfect example of that phenomenon. Just imagine a simple $1 coin that most people would pass over without a second thought could actually be worth enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of cars, or secure a lifetime of financial freedom. The market value of $22 million attached to the Johnson's presidential dollar coin today is a reflection of both rarity and demand. Auction houses have seen collectors battle fiercely to own one of these coins. Private sales have circulated reports of high dollar figures, and many experts believe that the value could rise even higher in the coming years, especially as more attention is brought to the presidential dollar coin program. Collectors often ask what makes one coin more valuable than another. The answer lies in several factors: condition, rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. When we examine this 2007 D Mint mark coin, all 4 factors align perfectly. The condition of the surviving examples is impeccable. Some are graded by professional coin grading services at the highest levels of mint state preservation. The rarity is undisputed, with only a few known to exist. The historical significance is deeply tied to the era of 1801 to 1809, which shaped the presidency and the United States itself, and the collector demand is through the roof. But the story does not stop there. This coin also highlights the passion and dedication of the numismatic community across the globe. Coin clubs, historians, and private collectors continue to research, document, and study these pieces to better understand their origins and their legacy. Whenever a rare presidential dollar appears on the market, it sparks international headlines and brings renewed excitement to the hobby. Imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin in your own collection. Perhaps you inherited a box of coins from a relative, perhaps you picked up a handful of presidential dollars from the bank when they were first released in 2007, and maybe without even realizing it, you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. That possibility is what excites collectors and keeps this field alive with energy and curiosity. Now let us dive deeper into the symbolism of the coin. The obverse design reminds us of the strength and vision of early American leadership during a time of expansion, exploration, and transformation. The reverse, with the Statue of Liberty, serves as a timeless message of freedom, resilience, and the promise of opportunity. The inscriptions circling the coins, such as the years 1801 to 1809, and the proud Declaration of United States of America, emphasize its national heritage. The Denver Mint, where this coin was struck, has long been a pillar of American coinage. Established in the early 1900s, the Denver Mint has produced billions of coins for circulation, but also some of the most rare and highly sought-after examples in history. Mint marks such as the letter D serve as identifiers linking a coin to its birthplace, and for collectors, these small letters add layers of meaning and importance. Over time, the presidential dollar program has produced dozens of coins, each honoring a different president, but the first issues from 2007 have always carried special significance. They marked the beginning of the series. They carried with them the novelty of a new design, and they set the stage for all the coins that would follow. And within that first year, the Johnson's 3 President coin became the crown jewel in terms of Collecting tips: experts always advise handling coins with care, using gloves or protective holders to preserve condition. Even the smallest scratch can affect value dramatically. They also recommend certification by trusted grading agencies to authenticate and secure the rarity of coins such as this one. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value in the marketplace. Today, stories continue to circulate about collectors who discovered presidential dollars tucked away in forgotten boxes, drawers, or old bank rolls. Sometimes those discoveries turn out to be nothing more than common coins, but every now and then one of those finds shocks the world with its rarity and immense value. The Johnson's 3 President 2007 D Mint Mark coin is one of those legends. It is a piece that inspires dreamers, it motivates collectors, and it proves that history, art, and finance can collide in the most unexpected ways. As we look at its current market value of $22 million, we realize that this coin is not just a financial asset, it is a treasure that embodies the American story. So the next time you see a presidential dollar coin, do not dismiss it too quickly. Look at the details, check the mint mark, examine the condition, because hidden among the millions there just might be a treasure worth millions, a piece of history that connects you to the past and secures your future. This concludes our journey through the fascinating history and immense value of the Johnson's 3 President 2007 D Mint Mark dollar coin from the years 1801 to 1809, a coin that today is recognized as one of the most valuable in the entire world of numismatics, with a current market value standing at $22 million and rising. This story reminds us that sometimes the smallest objects carry the greatest stories and the greatest wealth. Welcome back to another exciting and educational deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today we will uncover the incredible history, background, design, legacy, and current market value of one of the most mysterious and highly sought-after coins that collectors dream of finding. We are talking about the Johnson's 4 President $1 coin from the years 1809 to 1817, and in particular we will shine a light on the extremely rare 2007 Denver Mint Mark version that is making headlines and shocking coin experts with its staggering estimated value of $19 million. Let us begin with a step back into history and understand the presidency that this coin is meant to honor. The coin represents the time period of Johnson's, who is depicted as president from 1809 to 1817. Now, this period was a turning point in American history. The young nation was still finding its footing after independence. The War of 1812 broke out, and the struggles of building a new identity were immense. Presidents of this era had to deal with rising tensions between Britain, France, and the United States, as well as the expansion into the western frontier. The years 1809 to 1817 were marked by diplomacy, military conflict, economic challenges, and the gradual solidification of the American spirit. The coin was part of the presidential $1 coin program, which started in 2007 under the United States Mint. This program aimed to honor former presidents of the United States with circulating $1 coins. Each design featured a portrait of the president on the obverse or the front side, along with inscriptions of their name, order of service, years in office, and the word liberty. The reverse of all coins featured the iconic image of the Statue of Liberty, designed to symbolize freedom, opportunity, and democracy. The edge lettering carried additional inscriptions, including "In God We Trust, E Pluribus Unum," and the mint year. Now, what makes the Johnson's presidential dollar unique is not only its historical connection but also the fact that the Denver Mint produced a very limited quantity in 2007, carrying the D Mint mark. The Denver Mint has long been known for producing circulating coinage, but in rare cases, errors, varieties, and unusual minting processes create coins that rise in value beyond imagination. Collectors crave these coins because of their scarcity, their story, and the mystery surrounding their survival. The 2007 D Johnson's dollar has become legendary among numismatists for multiple reasons. First, there is the extraordinary limited production. Records show that only a very small number ever left the mint, making them extremely rare. Second, many of these coins display striking details, sharp engravings, and rich golden luster that collectors prize. Third, and most important, a handful of examples have been preserved in pristine condition with absolutely no wear marks, no scratches, and almost perfect centering and striking. In the numismatic world, these conditions elevate a coin from being just rare to being nearly priceless. Now let us walk through the design itself. On the obverse you see the portrait of Johnson's depicted with strong features and a dignified expression, capturing the seriousness of leadership during a turbulent era. Around the portrait are inscriptions marking his name and the years of his presidency from 1809 to 1817. The attention to detail in the Engraving is remarkable, and when viewed under magnification, the sharp lines and intricate strokes of the hair, clothing, and facial features show the mastery of United States Mint engravers. Turning to the reverse side, the Statue of Liberty stands proudly, torch raised high, in a symbol of American hope and resilience. The engraving on the 2007 D coins is especially brilliant, and when light reflects off the surface, it produces a glowing effect that has mesmerized collectors and investors for years now. Let us consider why the value of this coin has reached an astonishing $19 million. The answer lies in the perfect storm of rarity, demand, historical significance, and collector passion. In the world of rare coins, value is determined by three primary factors: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity is clear in this case, with only a handful known to exist. Condition is another powerful factor, because top grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC have graded some of these coins at the absolute highest levels possible. When a coin reaches these grades, it becomes virtually one of a kind. Finally, demand comes from collectors, historians, and even wealthy investors who see such coins not just as collectibles but as assets that can hold and even increase in value over time. Auctions over the past decade have revealed shocking prices for rare coins, and this Johnson's 2007 D presidential dollar is no exception. In private sales, whispers and reports suggest that one pristine specimen has already exchanged hands for amounts close to $19 million. This sets it apart as one of the most expensive modern American coins ever traded. The coin is no longer just a piece of metal, it is a piece of history, art, and investment combined into one. Let us take a moment to compare it with other famous coins such as the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle, which has fetched millions, or the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, which broke records at auction. The Johnson's 2007 D dollar stands proudly among these giants because of its sheer uniqueness and mysterious origin. Collectors often wonder how they might find such a coin. The truth is that most examples are already accounted for in private collections, museums, or secured vaults. However, the fascinating thing about coin collecting is that treasures still appear in circulation or old collections from time to time. Stories exist of rare presidential dollars being discovered in rolls or forgotten drawers, and that dream keeps the excitement alive. Imagine checking a collection inherited from family or a roll of dollar coins from a bank and suddenly spotting the portrait of John Sins with the D mint mark from 2007. The thrill would be unmatched. The coin community continues to debate the exact circumstances that led to the existence of this coin. Some argue that it was a limited test strike, others suggest that minting errors and unusual handling resulted in a very small batch escaping into circulation. Whatever the case, the fact remains that this coin has transformed from a regular presidential dollar to one of the most valuable collectibles in existence now. Beyond its monetary value, the Johnson's 2007 D dollar serves as an educational tool. It reminds us of the importance of history, it connects us to the presidency of the early 19th century, and it showcases the incredible artistry and craftsmanship of the United States Mint. It teaches us that even small objects like coins can carry within them stories of politics, economics, and national identity. As we reach the conclusion of our deep dive, let us reflect on the amazing journey of this coin, from its inspiration in the presidency of 1809 to 1817 to its minting in 2007 in Denver to its rise as a numismatic treasure valued at $19 million. It is a reminder that history, art, and finance often intersect in the most unexpected ways. So the next time you come across a presidential dollar coin, do not dismiss it as ordinary. Take a closer look, because who knows, you might be holding a piece of American history worth millions. Thank you for joining me on this detailed exploration of the Johnson's for President $1 coin from 2007 with the Denver Mint mark, its historical ties, and its incredible current market value of $19 million. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth millions. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern collectible coins ever produced in the United States Mint, the 2008 presidential $1 coin featuring John Quincy Adams, who was the 6th President of the United States, serving from the year 1825 to 1829. This coin carries a P Mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and in the world of coin collecting, this particular coin has become extremely famous and highly valuable, with certain rare examples currently valued as high as $11 million. To begin, we have to set the stage with a little history. The presidential $1 coin program was launched in 2007 as part of a congressional act to honor past presidents of the United States by releasing golden dollar coins with their portraits on the obverse side. The series started with George Washington, then John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, and continued through the years honoring each president in the order in which they served. The coin we are focusing on today was released in 2008 as part of the second year of this program, and it honored John Quincy Adams, the son of the second president, John Adams. John Quincy Adams was born in 1767, and from a very early age he was immersed in politics and diplomacy. Thanks to his father, he served as a diplomat, minister, and ambassador to several European nations, and he even helped negotiate the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812. His life was one of service and dedication to the nation, and eventually in 1825 he was elected as the 6th President of the United States. His presidency may have only lasted 4 years, but his influence on foreign policy and his later service in Congress made him one of the most remarkable figures in American history. Now, when it comes to the 2008 John Quincy Adams presidential $1 coin, the design is striking. On the obverse or front of the coin you will see a portrait of John Quincy Adams facing left. His hair and sharp features are captured with great detail. Along the outer rim are the inscriptions John Quincy Adams and the years of his presidency 1825 to 1829. The reverse side of the coin features the Statue of Liberty designed by Don Everhart with the words United States of America and the denomination $1. It also contains the P Mint mark for Philadelphia. What makes this coin especially interesting is the edge lettering, which was a new and innovative feature at the time. Instead of placing the motto "In God We Trust" and "E Pluribus Unum" on the obverse or reverse, the Mint decided to inscribe them along the edge of the coin together with the Mint mark and the year of issue. This made the coin unique, but also caused some problems during production, leading to errors and mistakes which are extremely valuable to collectors. One of the most famous errors with these coins is the missing edge lettering error. In some cases, the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "E Pluribus Unum" were completely absent from the coin edge. Because of a striking mistake, these missing edge lettering errors are the coins that have skyrocketed in value, with certain high-grade examples certified by top grading services like PCGS and NGC reaching values in the millions of dollars. The John Quincy Adams missing edge lettering coins from the Philadelphia Mint in particular are among the rarest and most highly sought after. Imagine finding a simple golden dollar in your pocket change only to realize that it is one of the rare missing edge lettering varieties valued at millions. That is the dream of many collectors, and that is why this coin has gained legendary status over the years. Now let us discuss how the market value of this coin has developed over time. When the presidential dollar program was launched in 2007, these coins were available at face value $1 each. Many collectors bought rolls from the Mint or picked them up at banks. The John Quincy Adams coins were struck in large numbers, but only a handful of the missing edge lettering errors survived in mint state condition. As the years passed, coin grading companies began to receive submissions of these errors and prices started climbing. At first they were selling for hundreds, then thousands, and then tens of thousands. As the rarity and demand became better understood, the values rose dramatically. Today in 2025, a pristine John Quincy Adams 2008 p. missing edge lettering coin can command a market value estimated as high as $11 million, making it one of the most expensive modern U.S. coins ever. This astronomical value comes down to three main factors: rarity, condition, and demand. First, rarity. Only a very small number of coins with this error exist in high mint state condition. Second, condition. The difference between a coin that grades MS65 and a coin that grades MS68 can be worth millions of dollars. Third, demand. The presidential dollar series attracts not just coin collectors but also history enthusiasts and investors who are willing to pay enormous sums to own one of the finest known examples. Now let us explore the life and legacy of John Quincy Adams, because understanding the man behind the coin adds another layer of meaning to its value. John Quincy Adams was not only the 6th president, but he was also a visionary. He fought against slavery during his time in Congress after his presidency, and he was nicknamed the Old Man. Eloquent for his powerful speeches, he believed in education, science, and infrastructure, and he was one of the earliest presidents to champion internal improvements such as roads and canals. His devotion to public service lasted until the very end of his life, as he collapsed on the floor of the House of Representatives in 1848, While still serving as a congressman, collectors often say that owning a coin with his image is like holding a piece of American history in your hands. It is not just a coin but a connection to a man who shaped the nation during its early years and whose influence extended long after he left the presidency. Now let us talk about the design artistry. The coin was created to be both beautiful and functional. The golden color comes from a manganese brass alloy which gives it a warm and eye-catching appearance. The obverse portrait captures Adams in a dignified pose, while the reverse with the Statue of Liberty emphasizes freedom and democracy. Together the coin represents both the individual leader and the ideals of the nation. But what really excites collectors is the possibility of hidden treasures within these coins. While millions of John Quincy Adams dollars were struck, only a select few contained those rare errors that transform them from a simple dollar into a multimillion-dollar collectible. Stories have circulated of people finding these rare coins in bank rolls or even in circulation. The thrill of discovery keeps the hunt alive and ensures that the legend of the John Quincy Adams dollar will continue for generations. Now let us dive deeper into the grading process that helps establish these astronomical values. When a coin is submitted to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, experts carefully examine it under magnification. They assign it a grade on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. For rare errors like the missing edge lettering John Quincy Adams dollar, even a grade of MS65 can command huge sums, but the finest known examples, graded MS68 or MS69, are the ones that have broken records, selling for millions and reaching the $11 million level today. The grading not only confirms the condition but also authenticates the error, which is critical for buyers at this price range. Nobody would risk millions of dollars without expert certification. That is why these grading companies play such an important role in the coin collecting hobby. Over the years, we have seen the market for rare coins fluctuate, but the John Quincy Adams dollar with missing edge lettering has consistently grown in value. Unlike many modern coins which are produced in the billions and hold little value beyond face value, this coin has proven to be an exception. It combines modern minting with a rare and dramatic error, making it both historic and highly collectible. As we move toward the end of this deep dive, it is worth reflecting on how a small $1 coin struck in 2008 to honor a president from the early 1800s has become one of the most valuable collectibles of the modern era. This story shows us the incredible connection between history, artistry, and chance. A small mistake at the mint transformed ordinary coins into treasures worth millions and gave collectors around the world something to chase. So if you happen to come across a 2008 John Quincy Adams presidential dollar with AP mint mark, take a close look at the edge lettering. If the inscriptions "In God We Trust" or "E Pluribus Unum" are missing, you may be holding a coin worth millions. It is stories like these that make coin collecting one of the most thrilling hobbies in the world. And that concludes our journey into the history, design, errors, and value of the 2008 John Quincy Adams presidential $1 coin, with its connection to a historic president, its unique place in the presidential dollar series, and its incredible rarity. This coin is truly a modern treasure, and its current market value of $11 million cements its place in numismatic legend. Welcome back to another fascinating journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today we are going to uncover the story behind the John Tyler presidential $1 coin minted in the year 2009 with the D mint mark from Denver, and how this coin, representing the 10th president of the United States, who served from 1841 to 1845, has gained the attention of collectors around the world because of its history, its design, and its stunning current market value of $32,765. When we look at coin collecting history, we have to understand that each piece of metal is more than just money. It is a small time capsule that carries with it stories of leadership, political battles, social changes, and the growth of a young nation. The John Tyler presidential $1 coin is part of the United States presidential dollar coin program that began in 2007 and continued until 2016, honoring former presidents with beautiful golden-colored dollar coins. The John Tyler coin is particularly special because Tyler was a unique figure in American history. Born in 1790 in Virginia, he rose to become the first vice president to assume the presidency after the death of William Henry Harrison in 1841. He would go on to serve as the 10th president of the United States until 1845. His term was filled with challenges, including debates over states' rights, banking systems, and westward expansion. His place in history is often controversial, but it is undeniable that he left a lasting mark on the young nation. Fast forward to 2009, when the United States Mint struck coins to honor Tyler. As part of the series, the Denver Mint created the versions carrying the D Mint mark, which can be found just under the year of issue. These coins were not only made for circulation but also for collectors, and they came in both regular business strike and special proof versions with enhanced detail and luster. Now, why has this coin become so valuable today at an incredible $32,765? It is because of a combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. Most coins from this program were produced in large numbers, millions of pieces, but certain varieties, errors, and high-grade conditions can cause values to skyrocket. Some John Tyler coins from the Denver Mint show special striking qualities that make them much more desirable than regular circulation coins. Collectors look for coins in mint state or proof-like condition. That means coins that have never been handled by the public, coins without scratches, without wear, with shining surfaces that look almost flawless. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC examine these coins under magnification and assign them a grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfection. When a John Tyler $1 coin from 2009 with the D Mint mark reaches grades of MS68 or MS60, it suddenly becomes extremely rare, and that rarity pushes the value into the tens of thousands of dollars. To understand this, we must remember how coin values are determined. First, we have mintage, which refers to how many pieces were originally struck. Then we consider survival rate, which is how many coins remain in excellent condition. Then comes collector demand, which is driven by historical importance, beauty of design, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else has. Put these elements together, and we see why the John Tyler 2009 D presidential dollar coin can fetch $32,765. Let us also look at the design of the coin, which adds to its appeal. On the obverse, we see a portrait of John Tyler with the inscriptions John Tyler 10th President 1841 to 1845, and the edge of the coin carries inscriptions such as In God We Trust, E Pluribus Unum, and the year of minting. The reverse of the coin features the iconic Statue of Liberty designed by Don Everhart, symbolizing freedom, strength, and the enduring spirit of the United States. The golden tone of the coin comes from its manganese brass composition, giving it a rich appearance that stands out in any collection. Over the years, coin collectors have reported finding special varieties of this coin, including missing edge lettering, weak strikes, and doubled dies. These varieties make the coins even more unique and further raise their market value. Auctions have seen rare examples of the John Tyler 2009 D coin selling for amounts that shock new collectors when they realize a $1 coin can be worth tens of thousands. Today, the coin also carries educational value because it inspires us to revisit the history of John Tyler himself. His presidency is often overlooked, but coins like this remind us that each leader, no matter how controversial, contributed to the story of America. Tyler was the president who annexed Texas, which eventually fueled further conflicts that led toward the Civil War. His policies divided opinions, yet they shaped the future of the nation, and now his face, preserved in golden color, circulates through collections worldwide as a reminder of his legacy. For new collectors who may be holding on to presidential dollar coins at home, it is important to carefully examine them. Look for mint marks, check the condition, and consider professional grading, because you never know when you might be holding a treasure. Many coins in ordinary circulation are worth just $1, but a few rare examples like this John Tyler 2009 D dollar coin prove that coin collecting is full of surprises and rewards. The current market value of $32,765 is not just an inflated number, it is backed by actual auction sales records and professional appraisals. This value reflects the willingness of advanced collectors to pay high premiums for rarity and perfection. In fact, many investors see coins like this as a way to diversify their wealth, because coins are tangible assets with historical importance. Unlike paper investments, a coin like this carries real metal and real history. Let us also talk about the Denver Mint itself. Established in 1906, it has produced billions of coins for circulation and collector purposes. Each D Mint mark coin carries with it a story of craftsmanship and precision. The 2009 John Tyler coin struck at Denver is part of that proud tradition, yet only a tiny fraction of these coins survive in the elite grades that can command values of over $32,000. That is why searching for them is like a Treasure hunt for modern numismatists. Imagine finding such a coin in a collection inherited from a relative or in a box of forgotten coins purchased at a yard sale. It has happened before. People have discovered presidential dollar coins worth far more than their face value tucked away in rolls and bags from the bank. This is why awareness matters. When collectors share stories of the John Tyler coins, suddenly the public realizes that even modern coins can be worth a fortune. As we approach the conclusion of our journey, remember that every coin tells a story. The John Tyler $1 coin, minted in 2009 with the D Mint mark, tells us about a president who stepped into leadership during a crisis, about a nation expanding its borders, about the artistry of coin design, and about the passion of collectors who keep history alive through their dedication. If you ever come across a John Tyler coin from 2009, check it closely. You may hold in your hands a treasure worth $32,765, and more importantly, you hold a piece of history that connects you directly to the story of America. So the next time you look at your coins, remember that they are not just spare change, they are silent witnesses to history. They are potential treasures waiting to be discovered, and they are powerful reminders of how the past continues to live with us in the present. The John Tyler presidential dollar coin from 2009 D Mint is proof of this legacy, and it will continue to shine in the world of numismatics for generations to come.